because I'll go back again and I'll take more time. And I'll go back when it's warmer. First, when I got in on Sunday afternoon, it was probably around 50, 52, and a little bit damp. Monday, it was in the upper 40s, damp. Tuesday, it was drizzling 40s. Wednesday was my wonderful day. Tuesday, first of all, on Monday morning, I had a great breakfast. So I went back to the same restaurant for breakfast on Tuesday morning. This was my waitress. Every time she started to come over. Bad sign. It was so bad, her voice was okay, it was just a little rough. But this guy comes walking, and apparently he was a local, because she goes, "Hey Rocky, how's it going?" And he goes, "Pretty good." And he goes, and she goes, "Oh good." And he goes, "How are you doing?" God, I screwed that up. She goes, "Oh, looking good," something to the effect of, "You're looking good." And he goes, "You ain't." He's pretty blunt. He said it nicer than that, but he was kind of saying you don't sound good, or said something. He said something to let her know that he didn't think she was that healthy, was the way you took it if you were just sitting there watching. And of course, I'm already aware of the fact that she's doing this all the time, coughing. So I thought, please God, don't let me get sick from this. So along comes Wednesday morning, and specifically because of that, and specifically because I don't really like getting into the $10, $12 breakfast and the $25 dinners when I'm out boots on the ground, because it's kind of stupid. There's just too many other places you can eat. I mean, I'm the aficionado of the convenience store hot dog. I like convenience store hot dogs. Down the street from me, there's a convenience store, and they have wonderful sausage dog, cheddar dogs, and hot dogs. And, some of you are going, "Oh, Eric, God, no, please don't. You don't eat that crap, do you?" Every once in a while I do. Well, there happened to be a truck stop not far from where I was. I had noticed in my driving around Monday and Tuesday, so I thought, every great once in a while I have a hankering for two different things. Convenience store hot dogs or sausage dogs, or a Big Mac. I mean, otherwise, I love going to a good restaurant. I love going to a good fast food place. But I mean, I love a good restaurant, love a good eatery, all that. But every once in a while, I just like to have a Big Mac and fries and a Coke. Otherwise, I don't even drink soda. And every once in a while, I get this weird hankering for a convenience store, truck store hot dog. So I decide Wednesday is going to be the day that I just want to tone down breakfast and go just have a good hot dog and a big coffee with mocha flavoring, and I'm done. I go in and they have cheddar burger, cheddar hot dogs, not cheddar burger hot dogs. I love those. But they didn't have those because a lot of stores don't have those. But they had a good cheddar dog. So I got a cheddar dog. And then something I rarely see in convenience stores or truck stops, they had sauerkraut in the open bin, the bin for everyone. So I'm looking at it, and it's like there's like hardly any left. There's some scraps at the bottom, and there's like this soup, like juices. So what do? I decide to finish off the sauerkraut. So I put the rest of the sauerkraut on the cheddar dog. And then I find some chopped onions in one of the bins, so I put that on there, and then I put on mustard. 3-4 hours later, I'm in my hotel room barfing my guts out. I mean, I am just... You ever seen the cartoon where it just shows like a fire hose? They have a big round mouth and it's like a fire hose coming out. Well, that's what it was like. It was a fire hose of hot dog bits, and I could see all the hot dog, and I could see the vegetables and the onions in it. It was terrible. I mean, I vomited till there was nothing left. And then a couple of hours later, I did the same thing, and all it was liquid. So my Wednesday, the third day, oh, and I'm getting these like slight chills from what I guess is a cold or something from that lady the day before at the place. So Wednesday, I still go out and I'm still going around, but I am like I'm not feeling good at all Wednesday. So Wednesday was kind of a bust. But like I said, a very, very good trip. I now put it down to a scouting trip. It was really good to figure out the Homer Brown angle. The rest I'm just going to have to keep researching from here before I go out next time. Hope to get out next spring or summer. Never will go in that kind of weather again. Like I said, it was doable. It wasn't snowy or anything, but it was just not comfortable. And of course, you know, people are starting to get sick that time of year, etc., etc. So anyway, but I did what I did. So I get home Thursday, and that night I have put the suitcase down on the middle of the living room floor. And the kitties immediately jump on it, and it's like mainly full, you know, because I haven't emptied it. I just laid it down and sat down to watch TV or whatever I was doing. Glad to be home. And the cats jump on it because cats tend to adopt things like a box or something and they'll adopt it for a day or two or three, and then they grow tired of it, or maybe they don't. But the point is, I had left it there. So I'm already not feeling that great. I think my electrolytes are kind of screwed up from all the throw up because I really emptied out. And I'm feeling kind of weak and puny, as they say in Texas. And I get up, I turn off the TV at the end of the night, and I get up, and of course I'm always in socks or usually in socks. And I walk through the dark living room to go to the hall to go to the bedroom, and BAM! I put my left foot, my toes into that suitcase, just full blast. I swear to God, I thought. I had to go through all the bones in my feet to make sure I hadn't broken or fractured anything. And everything worked out. And my middle toes were like this. I went, man, that is not normal. I thought, how can they not be broken and be like that instead of together, you know? And I'm looking at the other ones are like that. And these ones on the left foot are like that, right where the toes had slammed into the suitcase. But eventually they were okay. But I mean, so by the time Friday morning rolled around, I felt like I had just been beaten up and all, you know, just really, it's feeling, man, my foot hurt, just kind of getting over this little kind of puny cold or weird thing. And then of course I was weak from having thrown up so much on Wednesday. But it was a good trip. It was a good trip. It was a good trip to go out there and see what I needed to see. And of course, part of the reason I went out there, as I told people, was before I went, Forrest Fenn had this lunatic break into his place with an axe in Santa Fe, and his daughter had to hold the guy at gunpoint while they called the cops. And I just keep, you know, we've had all, and so as I said before I went out there, I just had this horrible feeling Fenn was going to go call off the hunt. And he may still. And people I know would say, well, you're certainly being selfish. No, I'm not being selfish. I'm just telling the truth. I mean, I want to go out and find the treasure chest. As I've told people before, I consider it a hobby. I think I'm blessed that I can go do it. I know some people would like to be making trips and stuff and can't. By the same token, I don't have the ability to just go all the time. So, I mean, I kind of pick and choose when I go. But I just have this feeling that, you know, between every time someone dies, I think, supposedly on the hunt, I think Fenn may stop it. And when something like this happens, or his own family feels threatened, like his daughter did, obviously a very brave lady, but having a guy, the guy turned out to me to look like kind of a sad case. He's kind of this big, overweight, kind of goofy guy with a grin on his face when he's getting booked. I mean, he said I think he took a chest full of clothes and said he was supposed to take them in the poem, and you know, who knows what the mental state is. But the point I'm trying to make is, every time these things happen, I think Forrest Fenn could conceivably stop the hunt, and I would not blame him, especially when his family is being involved. So that was part of why I went out there too. But I don't see any signs that he's quitting the hunt, and I know there's this huge community that I feel kind of on the periphery of. I don't really go to Fenberries and get into it like that, but I know he has a real close community of people that he meets with and sees, and so maybe for that reason he'll always keep it going, which is totally cool with me because I like to be part of the hunt. Anyway, folks, that's all I got to say for you. It was a really, or say for you or to you, it was a really, you know, it was kind of a perfect storm of little things that happened to me personally on the hunt. But as far as going out to this area, and I know I'm saying it ad nauseum that it's the area for me, but it is the area for me, the small area for me. It was really good to go out there and actually see it and drive around and meet people out there and kind of get a get a feel for the area, because it just enables me now to continue with my research and analyzing every word and analyzing every phrase and researching what Fenn says in the poem and analyzing the words and reading Thrill of the Chase. I mean, when I have said in the past that I've come to believe the poem is all you really need, I truly believe the poem tells you exactly how to get to the treasure. There's only one where warm waters halt, and once you get where warm waters halt, it takes you on a journey that is similar to a map, as he has said, that, well, it's the chase, I guess you'd say. So it's, but I have had, it's only made sense for me to understand where I'm starting with where warm waters halt. And it's not, it's very specific. That's all I'll say. It's just very specific. What I am doing is extremely specific. So I know I'll be back to that specific area. But obviously I have to get it down to the point where I know what the blaze is. And since I'm now pretty convinced I know where Homer Brown is, pretty convinced I can figure out where the blaze is, but I have a feeling I'm going to literally be boots on the ground to find the blaze. And that's kind of something else I was kind of hoping I could get out of the way this time, but obviously if I found the blaze this time I would have found the treasure chest, you would think. But like I said, it was a very quick rush trip. I was kind of going, it's the second time I've done this where I've gone on a trip specifically because I was a little fearful that the hunt was going to end. The other time was last summer. I went when I went out and got stuck in a snowstorm in Vernal, Utah, because remember that was all the rigmarole about this is summer, someone's going to find it. Fenn has said he got an email or something and then someone's going to find it. And so, someone's going to find it. And I remember there's this guy from Australia who was he was on the vlogs, or at least the one I read, one or two, and he was literally getting up like 10 grand to come over because he had it so figured out. And it's just like when I say, I know where it is, and people write me and say, you're kind of scaring me because I think you're going here, and that's where I think, it was one of those things. And, Fenn was even saying, because what I figure is, if someone sends Fenn an email and says, I have figured out the blaze is such and such and such and such, it was like, well, he just says, well, someone's figured out the treasure, and I think it'll be found this summer. So that's what prompted me to go out too early. And then when I went out, it was either I went out too late or too early in the spring, or too late, or how does that work? I went too early in the fall. No, I went too late in the fall, or too early in the spring. God, I can't even remember. I've only been on 5 hunts and I'm already getting confused about it. Well, anyway, never a good idea to run from something. Usually a better idea to run to something. So I was kind of running from my fear of the hunt being called this time, just like I was when I got stuck in Vernal. And so be it. If the hunt's still on, I'll be out this next summer. I'll be right back to the same area, but I will only go if I have more specific understanding now of the blaze. But to get as far as I've gotten, which is Homer Brown, I think is pretty good. having said that, for all I know, I'll never get any further in Homo Brown. I may go out there again and, you know, I'm right back to kind of like, oh, I thought there would be something here and it's not there. Such is the nature of the treasure hunt. So everybody have a good time. I hope everyone's having fun. I'm finally feeling a little bit stronger today. You know, I think my electrolytes got really messed up between the, well, everything I talked about. Because it just, every day I'd get up and just feel kind of, yeah, I just feel kind of tired. And now today, finally, I'm like, yeah, I feel starting to, it took a long time. Anyway, everybody have a good time. Alright folks, that's all I got for you. Starting to feel better, start doing videos again. Got a whole winter ahead of me to study. Pretty excited about that. Very excited about where I went. That was cool. Literally. And damp. And, but every time I'm out in these areas, I think of the pioneers, and I think of the cowboys, and I think of people out in these, when you get out in these rural areas, and you think, God, or the Indians, you know, live in it. You know, live in a teepee out in these areas, like out in the west in the snow and everything. It's like, man. It's quite amazing. Anyway, everybody have a good day. Hope their dreams are coming true. Holidays are coming up. Everybody gonna have a merry chase holiday, and hope the hunt continues, and hope Mr. Fenn and his family are safe. They don't stop hunting, because I want it to keep going, like a lot of people do. And on that note, see y'all later. Bye.